Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk. And as you can see, I'm back here on a Saturday afternoon. Now, as of right now, we don't really have anybody on here live. I did post this a few hours ago, but I can understand, a lot of my loyal fans have not been on here. I haven't been on here for months, so I'm going to stay on here for a little while. Hopefully, I can get some interaction from you guys. Like I said, this is if you're new to this, I know it's been a while. This is a Q&A, question and answers. Um, if you want to leave any questions for me, you can leave them in the chat on the side of me right here. You can ask me any questions, any answer, anything, whether it's wrestling related, movies, as long as it's not going political, too explicit, graphic, or anything like that. Everything else is fine. You can ask me anything you want, wrestling based, movie based, how I'm doing, all that great jazz. Interact with you guys because I know it has been a while since I have been on here. It's the last video I did was actually, besides the one I did yesterday about the announcement, which I'll get more into detail about that. But the last video I did, I think, was a fantasy booking card for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view that I already did with AEW New Japan. That was the last video I did. After that, I just was not on YouTube for a long time. I just wanted to focus on other stuff. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. In fact, I even got rid of the Wrestling Kaiju podcast on Podbean. I will be bringing the Wrestling Kaiju podcast here, but I want to do it more for a special occasion here on YouTube, and maybe I could post those stuff on the OnlyFans page if I could get the OnlyFans page to work. In terms of the OnlyFans page, I'm still trying to get everything worked out. I guess I'm still trying to get everything where I can upload media and select the prices and stuff like that. That's still in process right now. So I'm hopefully getting the OnlyFans page to work on that regard. And I'll let you know once that starts working and whatnot. And I'll let you know if I'm going to be posting anything on there. And like I said, if you're not too familiar, OnlyFans, I'll be posting similar stuff like I do on here. So, for example, I'll be uploading anything on YouTube here. I'll post on OnlyFans as well. Be for free because it's obviously free here on YouTube. So why would I want to make you pay for something you can watch on YouTube for free that I already did? What I might do is, like, for example, interviews for like my podcast. Any episode that I post on YouTube, I might, shorten it a bit. You might get the theatrical version. But if you want like the extended, full, uncut version of the interview, you have to go on my OnlyFans and subscribe if you want to know more about that. If you want to do that, maybe like special videos, maybe like a certain live reactions. Maybe I decided to do, maybe for like a match or two. Maybe I'll put that video on my OnlyFans only and all that. So I'll be doing that. I might do some fantasy booking videos, maybe not on YouTube, but I'll do some on my OnlyFans. Maybe I'll have like Mitch or something on there if he decides to give me a call. So with the OnlyFans thing, like I said, it's still a work in progress. So once everything is set up perfectly and everything's working well, then I will let you guys know when that gets uploaded. I did not, however, do this. So while we're waiting for some more people, first of all, we got Nicholas Rendon. The Go is back. Well, thank you very much. It's been a long time. I got a familiar face here on Saturday, which is great. So hopefully we'll get some more. So Nicholas, if you know any of my other subscribers, let them know, or know anybody else that's interested, let me know, because I'll be on here for a while as long as you guys keep asking me questions. So before I do that, I want to actually do this. I got to OnlyFans because I'm actually also supporting a friend of mine, independent wrestler Kimberly Diamond. If you remember, I used to do commentating for Wrestling Warzone. And one of the matches I did, in fact, was I did commentary for Kimberly Diamond match versus Shotzi Blackheart, who's now obviously in WWE now. So It's really cool to see Shotzi. Now she brought the tape back, which is great. She should have never been a heel to begin with. So I'm glad she's being a babyface now. She just needs to work on the wrestling, find the right story, and we should be all good on that. But Kimberly just started an OnlyFans page, and she's posted already a few stuff on there. So I highly recommend you go check her out. She'll be posting modeling pictures. She'll be posting wrestling stuff as well because she is an independent wrestler. So I'm going to put this right here. So that's the link to the OnlyFans page for Kimberly. And then in terms of mine, if you want to subscribe, you can. I'll probably put that link later on because I'm not too sure. Again, I'm still working on the kinks of that. But if you want to support Kimberly, you can follow her on OnlyFans. So please support her. Some good content. It's only $20 to subscribe a month. And then you get everything on there. She's only uploaded like a few photos, so nothing really explicit yet. I don't know if she's going to be posting like full-on nude. I don't know if she's going to be posting more wrestling content. I don't know if she's going to be like family stuff. It's going to be a little bit everything, I'm assuming. So again, she's still brand new, but please support her and get her going. I would gratefully appreciate it. She's a great human being, a great wrestler, a beautiful woman who's married, has a few stepchildren. It's great. And I'm happy for her that she's decided to do this. I'm doing this to support her. But I also want to kind of be part of OnlyFans as well and kind of do my own spin of things and kind of maybe advance and hopefully make a few extra dollars on the side, which doesn't hurt. So with that being said, so while we're waiting for some more people, Nicholas Randa did ask me a question. What is your opinion on the new regime under Triple H? So obviously a lot of stuff has happened that I've not covered. Obviously, Vince McMahon retiring over these allegations about him, the hush money stuff, which is a whole conversation on its own. Long story short, Vince should have been gone years ago. So him gone, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm glad he kept keeping his pants because if it weren't for that, he would never have been gone. He was staying there until he died. And so he's gone now. We move forward. Now Triple H is in charge. Major, major upgrade. Now the shows aren't fantastic, but I would say the Raw and SmackDown shows have been more consistently more watchable. Oh, Can you hear me all right? All right. Just want to make sure. I think I lost connection. So basically going back. With charge, it's going to take some time. Honestly, not every episode Raw or SmackDown has been great or even fantastic, but it has been more consistently watchable. It's been better than it was. There's still some kinks, honestly, they need to work on. Honestly, not everything's perfect. The damage control stuff, it feels like it's missing something, and they haven't really been booked the way I thought they would. I figured they'd be more dominant, and they've been treated like, okay, yeah, they're winning tag team champ. Haven't really won enough to where I'm like, okay, I 100% care. Bayley seems something off about her. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a reason, but I think there's just something missing from her as well ever since returning. Maybe it's a babyface turn. I'm not too sure. Including former wrestlers from NXT coming back, which is great. Gargano, Loomis, which is great. But he's perfect. For example, Braun Strowman, I'm not a fan of him coming back. I think that was honestly a waste of money and a waste. I don't give a shit. I just really don't care. And I still have hard feelings on him for some of the shit that he said on Instagram about, independent wrestlers during the pandemic where he just shut up and get a real job when all these independent wrestlers were struggling. So it's really sad that I still haven't forgiven for that. And like I said, I don't care about Strowman. I really never did. I mean, he was cool at 17, but now I'm just like, okay, whatever. There are still some moves I would like Triple H to make. Honestly, get rid of these gimmick pay-per-views. Hopefully by next year to them. Get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views. Reportedly, there's new championships being created. I want to wait and see what they look like. I would like to see completely nice and good designs. I'm not talking like oh, it's a different championship with the same template, or they're all the same belt, but they're just different colored. I get that. I want championships. Honestly, less scripted promos. We get a little bit of them from time to time, but you can tell they're a little bit more scripted. Like more focus on the tag team division. Obviously, more focus on the women's division. Really try to elevate those up. More consistencies. The consistency has been better. I would like a little bit more on that. Like I said, get rid of the gimmick papers. That's one of the major ones. If you're going to do a brand split, keep it a brand split. Do the whole, they could go here. Like Gargano's, I think, a Raw guy. So why is he on Why was he on SmackDown? Kevin Owens is a Raw. He's on SmackDown. Unless he's challenging for the tag team titles or the world title, it makes no sense to me. So I don't agree with that. The Dexter Lumis stuff, I don't know where that's going. So I really hope they find something for that. Hopefully moving forward. No more Raw versus SmackDown. Survivor Series to go back to being a real pay-per-view people get behind. So War Games is happening, which is great. Saw Monster, credit to him. He's been saying that for over about a decade now, that he's been wanting Survivor Series to have War Games. So we're getting War Games this year, which is great. I want to see how it all plays out. Obviously, less part-time champions, or none at all. I rather than focus on the new talent and the talent that they have and build them up. So there's a lot of stuff with that. So overall, Triple H has mostly done a lot of positive things, but there are still some areas that still need to be fixed, which I'm aware that are not going to be fixed right off the bat. It's going to take some time. And of course, some of the moves that he's made already, I'm not too keen on. So with that being said, overall, I think Triple H is doing a good job. It's much better. So yeah, I'll work on, and there's a few things that he. So for another, what do you think about Judgment Day? God. I'm sorry, guys. I want to make sure this is working because my internet's being really weird right now. Just try and make sure everything's okay. Just a sec, guys. I'll answer your question in just a sec, Nicholas. I'm not ignoring you. Try and make sure everything's okay. Just a sec, guys. I'll answer your question in just a sec, guys. Okay. I'll answer your question in just a sec, guys. Okay. I'll answer your question in just a sec, guys. I'll answer your question in just a sec. All right. I think we're okay. I think we're okay now. Okay. So Nicholas Reina, I'll go back to your question now. Let me know if I start fizzling out, please. So let me see. Nicholas Reina, so what do you think about Judgment Day? I thought they had a lot of potential when Edge was a part of it. And then when Edge got kicked out like a couple months. And ever since Balor joined, the group has been kind of a joke. They always lose. They rarely win. And one of the things, one of the reasons I'm not looking forward to Edge and Balor is because I know Balor's losing. It's an I quit match. You have Edge, whose whole character now is, I have grit. I don't quit. I don't give up. It's an I quit match. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Edge is not going to lose, and Balor should be winning. If you want the Judgment Day group to be taken more seriously, you have to give them wins. Wins and losses do matter. Seth Rollins, they do matter, because if they're just always going to lose, you're not going to take them seriously. Judgment Day, I don't take them that seriously. If they were still winning, or at least winning most of their matches, I'd be fine with that. But whether it's singles tags, they all seem to be losing. And that's one reason I'm not looking forward to Balor and Edge, because I know Edge is winning. I would be shocked if Finn Balor wins. Now, supposedly there is a push for Balor, but I have to wait until I see it. So I'm really hoping they really do something with Balor. And if they really want the Judgment Day to be over, for me to care more about the group, Balor then has to beat Edge next Saturday, Extreme Rules. Because otherwise, I don't care about it. So There's still that little bit of life left, but they really need to start giving these guys wins and start treating these guys more seriously. Otherwise, they're just filler. We got no Laura. Laura's here. Hello. Thoughts on Saraya being AEW? I think it's cool. But honestly, the obvious question is she going to wrestle? I don't know if she's going to wrestle. I have a hunch that she will wrestle, but it's not going to be a full-time basis. She's only going to come in and wrestle once in a while. Because honestly, they want to, protect her enough. But if she's not going to be wrestling, what else is she going to be doing? Is she just going to be just a voice, just a character on TV? Or is she going to have more of an influence in the actual women's division? Because the women's division still needs work. It seems like they're not giving enough TV time. They're not giving enough good stories. They're not giving enough good promos besides Britt Baker. So I just want to know what Saraya's goal is, the end goal is for her. Is she just going to be a wrestler? Is she just going to be on-screen character? Or is she going to be more than that? Is she actually going to have a hand in helping the division out? Is she going to have some more input? Is she going to have some creative freedom? I don't know. But overall, I'm happy to see Saraya back in AEW, but I want to also wait and see what else she's going to be doing. So I'm hoping they can do more than just, okay, here's Saraya on TV. There you go. It's like, I want to see what else they're going to do with her. But overall, I think it's cool. But I want to wait and see until what else they do with her. All right. No, Laura. Are you ready for Halloween Ends? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not as like, oh my God, yes. But I do think I am looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's a good definitive end for that timeline. Because we all know Halloween, the movies are good. There's going to be more coming out years later. This is not going to be the final Halloween movie ever. This is just going to be the final Halloween movie in this timeline that they're doing. But we know they're going to make more Halloween movies years later. It's just a matter of when and where. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious to see how everything goes and how they kill off Michael Myers. No, thoughts on the whole Elite versus CM Punk situation? Okay. Yeah, again, a lot of stuff has happened. Yeah, look. I'm going to be real frank with you. Some of you are not going to agree with me. That's okay. Everybody has their opinions on this. If we're talking strictly about the backstage fight, Punk is 100% at fault from what I've been gathering. Punk was the one who threw the first shot and spiraled out of control. Punk was at fault for the fight. Punk was at fault for going off in the media scrum. It was kind of funny, but also it had been embarrassing for everybody there. So Punk was in the wrong for that as well. But with that being said, to the people that want CM Punk fired or believe Punk should be fired, fine. But the Elite have to be fired as well. Because they're the ones who started this. I don't care how they put the words, the Elite was at fault. Because if you remember, this all started when somebody reported that someone spread rumors that Punk was the one that got Colt Cabana fired. Or that they haven't moved to the Ring of Honor side of things. And the Elite are EVP, so they have a lot of power. And they're also really close friends with Colt Cabana. So you can understand what's going on there. So I believe the Elite went behind the backs, told this fake news, or news that they believed that was true, saying, oh, they got rid of Colt Cabana because of CM Punk. Which in reality, let's be honest, Colt Cabana was gone because Tony Khan was not using him. He was not a major player. And what happened was then the Elite took it upon themselves to do that. Heyman cut that very odd promo on Punk, that weird, like, I'm here to save AW from you, where it was like, okay, this doesn't make sense, part of the story. They made that basically a little jab about him getting Colt Cabana fired, and Heyman blowing off Punk for not taking advice or asking for advice or anything like that, which is a situation on itself. Which I'll admit, Heyman doing that was a pretty shady thing for him to do. But Heyman's not punished because it's already months ago. And there's no reason to go back. So it is what it is, unfortunately. Now, if Heyman was part of the fight, then that's a different story. Punk then just felt like he was getting bombarded with all these comments. And at the media scrim, he saw somebody, assuming that he was friends with Colt Cabana, which he wasn't. And that's when he just went off and he just lay all loose. And at the same time, I don't blame Punk, because if you're somebody that has dealing with this situation, there's rumors about this, you had to have been pissed. You had to have been just, if you're in Punk's shoes and you have to work with someone that you're not a fan of and they get fired and you had nothing to do with it, and some of your bosses are wrestlers who are friends with him, you could kind of put two and two together. Punk should not be fired. I do believe he should be punished. He should be suspended. And either way, he's going to be gone for a while because he's injured right now. He just got out of surgery, so he's going to be gone for a while. So we're not seeing Punk in a while. But I've said this. If Punk's going to get fired, then the Elite need to get fired as well, because that's clearly favoritism. The Elite started this shit, and I believe that. They started this. What happened was the Elite poked the bear. The bear was growling. They didn't listen. And finally, the bear just snapped and attacked. That's what happened. And that's what I believe happened. If anybody deserved to be 100% fired, it's Ace Steel for biting Kenny Omega and throwing chairs. That's unacceptable, especially if he's like a producer. That's unacceptable. That's not tolerated. Ace Steel should be 100% fired. Punk should not be fired. He should be suspended. And he's going to be gone from TV for a while, so that's fair enough. And the Elite, when they come back, they should not be EVPs anymore. They can stay, but their EVP powers need to be stripped 100% because they've proven that they can't be mature enough to be EVPs. So that's what I think should happen. No one should get fired except for Ace Steel. And if you're going to fire Punk as well, then you have to fire the Elite as well, because that's favoritism. You can't just go, oh, Punk, because he got into a fight and he made the media scrum bad, we got to get rid of him. Well, there's a reason why he did all of that, was because the Elite started the shit. One gets knocked down, the others fall with it. You don't go right in the middle to stop the domino effect. You have to start at the very beginning. And the beginning lies with the EVPs, which I believe told the reports, because they honestly thought I was fired. And rather than communicate with Tony or talk to Punk, they just assumed probably Punk is the reason why our friend, he's gone here. So let's just go tell the dirt sheets, like, hey, hey, Punk is the reason why he's gone. And that pissed off Punk. And Punk just, he had enough, and it led to that. It's embarrassing. Everybody's at fault here. There's no real Punk's at fault for the media scrum stuff and the facility that's not should be tolerated. But the Elite are just as at fault here as he is, because they're the one that spread these rumors out, and they're acting like they're angels. And Tony Khan is at fault as well for not, ending this from the beginning, nipping this in the butt. If there are concerns, he should have had Punk and Elite come in and tell him, hey, look, they know right now, I don't know where this report started, but I'm letting you all know right now. I got rid of Cole because I just had no business with, I had nothing to do with him anymore. I just had no use for him. It was a business decision. I'm sorry. Punk had nothing to do with Colt Cabana was gone, okay? And nip that in the butt. So, and that's another thing. I like Tony Khan. He's a nice guy, but two things. First of all, he needs to start acting more like a boss and take the reins and really control his staff. And two, he needs to get off the cocaine. Come on, let's be real. He had guys on coke. He gets wide-eyed, and every time he's cutting promos and he's getting outside, he's like, Look at AEW. We're gonna go on Rampage. It's gonna be exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Like, dude, fucking calm down. It's cringe. So Tony really needs to start acting like a boss instead of everybody's friend. I mean, I'm glad he's nice and all, but you also need to be firm. You need to be like, okay, no, this shit can't be tolerated. This shit can't stand. Okay, if there's a fight going on, I need to take care of this. We need to nip this in the butt right now, and I need to make a decision. So that's my honest take on the Punk Elite situation. Personally, for me. No, Lord, do you think Liv Morgan SmackDown title reign has been weak so far? Yeah, I don't know. Like, her matches aren't bad, but I just feel like, like there's something missing in her reign. I don't know if that's a real rival. I don't know if it's just maybe just a lack of story, maybe lack of mic time with her, maybe some of the booking decisions, especially at SummerSlam with her. I like Liv Morgan. Y'all, if any of you know me, I'm a huge fan of Liv Morgan. I'm happy she's a champion, but yeah, it just seems something seems off about her run, and I can't put it in words. I don't know if it's just a lack of story. I don't know if it's just a lack of mic time with her, lack of in-ring stuff with her. I don't know, but there's something there that I'm just like, okay, something's a little off with this. It's not horrible. It's not the worst title reign, but something's off about this run so far the last few months. So I'm hoping that'll change starting Extreme Rules, but we'll wait and see. But again, I love Liv Morgan to death, but I will admit her run's something's a little off and a little weak about her run. I just don't know what that. I can't put it in my head. I can't click on it. No, Tony needs to wake up, otherwise AEW beat WCW 2.0 are all over again. Yeah, I mean it's not that bad yet, but if Tony starts saying his wrestlers could be EVP still, he doesn't take the reins more and doesn't kind of just does his own thing and kind of just lets everybody walk all over him. Yeah, in the next few years, it could be WCW 2.0. And we're talking about those 2000, 1999 bad. It could get that bad. It's not there yet, but it definitely can be if stuff like this continues to happen and there's no like, okay, no, nope. I need to put a stop to this. Put a stop to this. It's no, just we need to put a stop to this. We can't go any further with this because if you don't like each other, that's fine. But we need to be more professional. We can't let fights like this go out. We can't have fighting. We can't have constant politics because we're trying to get TV deals here. And that's another thing. The company's trying to get TV deals going. So if they want these TV deals, they need to be more professional. So I'm really hoping does start acting more like a boss and decides, okay, we need to do this. I need to take the reins. So that's all I can say about that. So absolutely, I agree that they need to do something about that before it goes way overboard. Gets a shot one-on-one with Roman Reigns. That is an idea, but the point is, even at this point, and there's a couple things I want to correct you on. First of all, War Games is not going to be brand supremacy. It's going to be more story-based. So they've already told you that the War Games matches are not brand supremacy. So that's already been confirmed. But two, even if they do add stipulation, a actual good one, and the point I'm trying to make is the Raw vs. SmackDown stuff is already dead. It's killed me. Even if they add stipulation, look, I don't care. I miss when Survivor Series was just a big pay-per-view people got excited about. I miss Survivor Series 2002. I miss Survivor Series 2000, even 2014 when you had Team Sin versus Team Authority. I miss Survivor Series when it was a big pay-per-view. It didn't involve just Raw versus SmackDown, but you had actual stories, you had title matches, you had rivalries, you had the elimination matches that meant something. The Raw versus SmackDown, it doesn't work. And besides, with Raw and people going on these other shows constantly for months, it doesn't mean anything because it's like, well, we already see it every day on Raw and SmackDown, so the difference here on Survivor Series. So that's my point. You can have these unique stipulations and name any stip you want. The point I'm trying to make is it's done. It's been killed for years now. It needs to just be done, 100% done. If you want versus SmackDown thing, make it like a one every like 3 years type of thing. And put an actual something tangible on like you said with that. But the Raw vs. SmackDown thing just needs to die. It's overkill. It's done. I really don't care. I just want Survivor Series to be just Survivor, one of the big pay-per-views, just a generic pay-per-view, but they treat it like a big deal. That's all I want. Okay, this person's new, I think. Rally Sport Rally. I'm just gonna call you Rally Sport Rally if I don't mind. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna call you Sport Rally. Just hi. A lot of people think Liv Morgan's awful and is not good, especially Jim Cornette. I don't agree. She really improved, but she has not been the best time. She's losing Ronda. She might lose the Ronda Extreme Rules. Yeah. Well, first of all, when you take anything from Jim Cornette, you might as well be having better advice, taking advice from a clown. So with that, now in terms of Liv, again, going back to Liv Morgan, and I explained this to you, I like Liv, and she has massively improved. But like I said, I agree that her title reign seems a little weak. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like there's something missing. I don't know if it's that rival. I don't know if it's just a lack of story. I don't know what that is. So on that kind of stuff. Sport Rally again. What's going on with Andrade? Jeez, he's done nothing in AEW. Tony Khan can't book certain people probably. Soho, Andrade, Hikaru, Dark every week. What the hell, Tony? And again, and that's another common complaint as well. You could put Miro there. I would put the House of Black, but Buddy Matthews is doing other stuff right now. He's taking time off. And Malachi, unfortunately, he's dealing with personal stuff, so he will be back in AEW. But there are people like Andrade, where I'm just sitting here going like, yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing to this guy? Ruby, before she got injured, she wasn't really doing anything. I thought, she'd be a perfect fit for the women's division, and she hasn't really done anything. There are talent that I believe that are just not being utilized. And this is one of the reasons why I'm really hoping the Ring of Honor TV deal gets going, because I personally would have half the roster that I'm not using just put on Ring of Honor and put them there full time. Because if you're not going to use them, at least put them on a different show or get rid of them. So I've always said this, and I even said this to Vince McMahon. If you don't have any real plans with these guys or women, just release them. Get rid of them. If you really don't have any plans with them, you don't have enough room on the roster for them, and if you're not going to put them on Ring of Honor, which honestly, I still don't understand why they have two dark shows on YouTube, but they can't just replace one of them with a Ring of Honor weekly show and just have half the roster on AEW just go to Ring of Honor permanently and they can just wrestle on there. I don't understand that. But yeah, if you're not going to use them, get rid of them. I agree. Get rid of some of these people because you're just keeping them hostage. And some of these people aren't injured. They're just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And yeah, even if when Andrade was on TV, I was never impressed with him. I wasn't that impressed. He wasn't having those great matches I thought he would. I remember more of his matches from WWE. I thought he was on his 8-game lead. His matches with Gargano, NXT, Rey Mysterio, even Sin Cara. He was having matches on NXT and WWE, even in New Japan. AEW, even when he's on TV, I felt like just, okay, he's good, but where's that Andrade I saw over there? But I agree that there's a lot of talent on there that needs to be utilized more. If you're not going to utilize them, explain to them that, okay, once we get the Ring of Honor deal going, we'll put you on, or just get rid of them. I agree. There's certain people that if you're not going to utilize, just get rid of them. No, Laura, do you think by the end of the year, champion? I don't think I know. I know he'll be world champion. My prediction is he's going to win the world title at Full Gear. He's going to beat Jon Moxley for the 100% guaranteed. But yeah, I 100% agree. MJF is going to be world champion before the end of the year. Keep asking questions. I'll be right back. I'm right here. All right, I'm here. Thanks. I just got to do something real quick. So, all right. So let's see. All right. No, Laura. What match would you do over at any WrestleMania? Okay, I'm assuming like what matches I would book for WrestleMania. Yeah, let me see here. So I'll do for this year's Mania. Obviously, Schroeder versus Ronda Rousey. I want to see that match. Whether it's title, non-title, I want to see that match. I mean, I had so many options, but obviously because of Clash of the Castle, obviously none of that stuff really work. Because some of my plans were, if McIntyre won, he would have stayed Universal Champion, vacated the WWE Championship, and I would Walter versus McIntyre for the Universal title. I would have done Seth Rollins, the new WWE Champion, versus Cody Rhodes, who won the Royal Rumble, and I would have done Roman Reigns for Rock, a non-title match, in Rock's retirement. But obviously that never happened, so I have no idea. I'm sorry, I can't book the show because I don't know what the hell they're doing. Rally, I said people to return to WWE is Candice. Yep. I think it was a given. She was going to come back. It was just a matter of when. It's a good thing for the women's roster. Good thing. But they still need to get more women on SmackDown, too. They still need a lot more help. Bray Wyatt, looks like I'm right. Yep, and it looks like Bray Wyatt's returning as well. With the White Rabbit stuff. I'm definitely curious seeing what they're going to do. And I don't think it's going to be the return of. I think it's going to be a completely different character because there's no point going backwards. You want to move forward. I'm just curious to see how this character is going to be portrayed. Is he going to come? Let's see. Who do you think will be PW 500 when it comes out? Well, I mean, we already had it. That's Roman Reigns. So, Jade Cargill, Bianca, close to call thoughts. I'm trying to figure out what you mean by. Are you trying to say like who I think is a better champion? Who's better overall? I would say Bianca. I mean, Jay is still a little green. Bianca can go in the ring. I would say Jade Cargill is more attractive. She has more of a star presence, but in terms of character, in-ring work, charisma, Bianca, I think, has the upper hand on that. Really. The women's list, I meant. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the 500, I'm assuming the 500 list for women has not come out. That one's kind of hard. I don't see Thunder Rosa being number one. I really don't. I could see someone like Bianca actually more likely being number one. But you also have to keep in mind there's also women from Japan that we don't know about. Again, so a list like that, it's going to be hard. For men, it's a lot easier. But for women, there's so much other talent that we're not used to seeing. Just to be a safe bet. I don't see Thunder Rosa being number one. I really don't. I like Thunder Rosa a lot, but I don't think it's going to be her. Where would you rank Roman Reigns as Universal Champion? The greatest Universal Champion by far. Won the championship. He had for 24 hours. Then Kevin Owens had, where 90% of his run was either him losing clean on TV or having Jericho to help him out. And then he lost the championship to Goldberg in 24 seconds. Goldberg only held the belt for a month before dropping to Brock. Brock held that title forever and hardly showed up. Roman had the title for only like a month or two. Then he had to vacate due to leukemia. Then Brock got it back. And held it for a while. Didn't really do anything with it. Seth Rollins won, and Seth, all he did was wrestle Constable Corbin and doing shitty interviews. Brock won it back for only a month, only to lose it back to Rollins, where again he just came off as whiny and all that. Bray Wyatt had it for a few months, but it felt like something was really missing. He didn't really have all these great matches. Then he lost it to Goldberg again, only for Goldberg then to hold it for a month or two, to drop it to Braun Strowman, who was boring at that point. Not good feuds or matches. Lost to Bray again, and then Bray only had for 2 weeks before dropping the Roman now. Roman's the only one who has a character. He can go in the ring. He's got these great stories. By default, he is the best Universal Champion by default. Besides Roman Reigns, there really wasn't a great Universal Champion. We've had decent ones or potential good ones, but Roman Reigns is the only one that feels like, okay, this guy is Universal Champion. When I'm going to think the Universal title, I'm thinking Roman Reigns. There's a women's PW list 500 every year. Okay. I'm aware of that. I just didn't know if it was released yet. I'm thinking Jade undefeated. Again, okay. I'm not too sure what you mean. I'm assuming you're talking about like who would go over in a match. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I mean, it could go either way because they booked Bianca so strong, but then again, they want to keep Jade Cargill undefeated. Honestly, it could kind of go either way. If you can have no Laura, if you can have either a Prime Reign or Prime Ace Tanahashi to be IC champion, who would it be? Either Tanahashi is Prime. We're talking early Wrestle Kingdom years before all the constant knee injuries. As Intercontinental Champion, or Rey Mysterio from 2000, from like the late 90s to early 2000s. I think Ray in his prime would be a lot better in terms of, but in terms of like better wrestling, and more charisma, I think Tanahashi. Honestly, I think you can make an argument for one of them. I think would be a great Intercontinental Champion. Honestly, for different reasons. So honestly, I really can't pick. It just depends on what your taste would be. Like, what would you look forward to? Intercontinental Champion. Do you think we see Dexter Indie Index team up in NXT? I love this. Love that with Candice and Johnny. It was really good. That was one of the most underrated storylines during that 2.0 era. That era sucks, but that was one of the guilty pleasures I have. That was very entertaining. It could happen. Andy and Dexter could be a thing. It'd be kind of cool. Wouldn't mind seeing it. Really, tell you what would be great. Oh. Okay, sorry for that, guys. My internet connection does this weird thing where it might be lagging, so I just don't want to make sure you're missing anything. Okay, so let me go back. So, tell you what would be great match. Camille from NWA versus Jade Cargill. That would be awesome. Do you agree? Niall and Jade, Ivy Nile jacked. Camille Jade, I think, would be almost kind of a dream women's match. Two women who are not like most women, or at least back in the day. They're more body build, they're more jacked, they're more muscular. They're still attractive, but they're also pretty good in the ring. I think that would be a pretty good match. I don't know if it would be great because like I said Jade Cargill is still a little green. So I would say it would be good. And then Ivy Nile and Jade, I think could be very interesting. Ivy Nile has a lot of potential. There needs to be a little more from her, but she's got potential. I think the best way to describe it is those matches definitely have potential to be very good. I know it can't happen different companies. Yeah. And for once, WWE went perfectly in NXT 2.0. Again, I thought that was a guilty pleasure. 2.0 sucked, but there had some guilty pleasures. And that whole wedding index stuff was fine. It was stupid. I laughed, but it was dumb garbage, but I kind of enjoyed it. It was a guilty pleasure for me. So again, I was entertained by it. Again, stupid shit, but it was stupid shit that I kind of enjoyed. What do you think about Mandy's time in NXT so far? I think it's pretty good. She's, again, improving a lot better than she was. But I think it's about time she drops the title, heads back to the main roster, and have Toxic Attraction come in as well. I think they're long overdue of the main roster. They're one of those individuals I think that should have been called up. Mandy's had the title for a while. She's had a good run. She's real, but Jessie Jane, and Gigi Dolan, love Gigi Dolan, should come to the main roster. I think it's about time for Toxic Attraction to be called up. So I'm ready for Mandy Rose to lose, and so we can get them on now the main roster. Because like I said, I have a vision to really improve. I love for them to improve. And having some new faces like that would definitely improve. Or approve. I don't know why I keep saying approve. Let's see. Mandy Rose from being in tag with Dana Brooke, falling down the rapid mantle now execute wow, what difference? Yeah. I mean, let's be real. I mean, her on the main roster, she wasn't really doing anything. After the whole Sonya Deville feud, she really wasn't doing anything. Yeah, they just randomly pair up with Dana Brooke because they're two blondes who are models. And then they send her over to NXT randomly, and now she has her own group. It's one of the more, no pun intended, attractive things on NXT, on that brand. It's one of the hottest things on there. It's one of the best things on there. And Mandy Rose, like I said, has really improved in the ring. She's gotten two other people now over. And I'm ready for them to get called up to the main roster. I think it's about time. I think we all know why we watch NXT 2.0. Well, especially for Godzilla Giga. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that's a Gigi Dolan reference. I'm just Rally. Mandy Rose has got a lot improved in the ring. Agreed. Talks direction into the main roster. See, yeah. And of course, guys like Carmelo Hayes should be called up as well. Even Cameron Grimes. Hell, guys. Keep asking. I'm just messaging. Sorry about that. Let me just take care of this. Keep talking. Keep answering. I'll be there. Sorry, my phone. So let's go back. Let me see. Okay, attraction main roster. Yeah. Okay, so Nolar looks like we may see Toxic Attraction versus Damage Control very soon. Izzy has had cake. She's always had cake. She's always had cake. I've always said, like, I've always been big with thought she was. There's a reason why I found her attractive. Like, she was my biggest crush right now in wrestling. I mean, I think she's very sexy. I think she's very silly and fun. She has that cake. I mean, she's also a little busty too now. Now she's great shape, and of course, yeah, she's got that cake. Why do you think guys like Just Alex comments on her as well? It's like, damn, the gluten stuff. You know, we're getting that gluten workouts in. Do you watch Impact like me, him, and Steve Mackin have done amazing? They're not forgotten anymore. I don't really watch Impact, but I have heard that Steve Macklin and Mia Yim have done for themselves. I think Mia Yim is fighting Mickie James in a career-threatening match. I know that, and I think Steve Macklin just won a Barbed Wire Massacre match with Sami Callihan and I forgot. I don't know if it was Moose. I think I want to say Moose. Could be wrong. I mean, I'll keep a chat intact with Impact, but I don't. Let me see here. If you can choose either Bayley's right now or Scarlett going today, who would it be? Oh, Bayley. Oh, Bayley. I like Scarlett. I think Scarlett is a beautiful woman, especially of her photo shoots recently. Oh my God. Gorgeous woman. Karrion Kross is a lucky guy. But I like the more quirky or Bayley's will always be my girl. I love Scarlett. Scarlett's a very beautiful woman, but I'd rather go with Bayley. Bayley is my type of girl. Mia Yim's contract is October 9th in Impact. I did hear about that, so some contracts are coming up soon. So I did hear about that. If her contract does end, I don't know where she'll go, if that's what you're going to ask, resign or she'll just kind of freelance. I'm not too sure. Yeah, from Fightful, yeah. So at least you know Fightful's good resource, not fucking like Ringside News. But yeah, so yeah, no, I did hear about that. So yeah. Top three matches. What top three matches do you think Triple H should have lost, but didn't because it was easy? He should have lost WrestleMania 19 against Booker T, WrestleMania 31 against Sting, and the other one he should have lost. Let me think. I'm trying to think. 1931. And yeah, I'm trying to think. Probably SummerSlam 2002, 2003. Goldberg should have won the world title. I would say those would probably be the Triple H should have lost that I could think of at the moment. I choose someone else myself, Paige Van Zant. I'm assuming for attractiveness or just a wrestling, because I've only seen one match from Paige Van Zant. I would like to see more of her, but we don't really see her that often. I would like to see more of her, and she's done as well. Don't get me wrong, but I also wouldn't mind seeing her in the ring some more. Your takeovers, holy shit. Okay. Well, I think my top three. Number one would be NXT Takeover, the first one. It's just because of memories and just the environment at the time. Number two would be NXT Takeover New Orleans. Probably go over Portland. Take over Portland. NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way, I think it was called. I really enjoyed that one. I think that was the first takeover I think I ever saw too. It was the 4-Way one. I remember that being a lot of fun. And I don't know if that would be number 5, but that would be on the list. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, shoot. There's been a lot of great ones. I have to go back and rewatch them, but I'll tell you what, those 4 would be my top 4. I can't think of a 5th one at the moment. I really can't. But I would say like those 4. So Takeover Brooklyn 1, New Orleans, Portland, and Fatal 4-Way. I think would those be my top 4 at least. I have to really think about the 5th one. What is going on? Poor Lacey Evans. What a mess versus Liv. Her booking awful, loses every match. Wow, she's really good as a heel. Do you agree? She's good as a heel, but I don't really I'm not really that angry for Lacey Evans. You know, Lacey Evans just never did anything for me. To me, she's just okay. She's very beautiful. She's tall, blonde. She's a solid wrestler, but she's not somebody that I'm like crowing to see on my TV. Personally, so I mean, it sucks, but let's be honest, she was more of a Vince McMahon project. So I mean, I understand. I think they should be doing more with her. I agree, but at the time, I'm not claiming for her to be a world champion or anything like that. So to me, she's always been there to me. I'm the biggest fan of her. I don't hate her, but she's not someone I'm going to be crying, begging for her to get pushed. Just me personally. That's just me personally, though. That's not really a, you know, like, oh, I hate her. She's a piece of garbage. That's not me. I'm just like, she's kind of there. She's not good. She's not bad. I'm just like, okay, she's there. If she gets pushed, great. What, you know, I'd rather have people like Liv and Shotzi Blackheart, you know, like Dakota Kai start getting pushes. I would rather have that. Not gonna lie. That's just me personally. So we've actually been over here for over an hour. So again, thank you guys so much for anybody new that just came on. I just posted a link down below. It is a link to the OnlyFans page for a good buddy of mine, Kimberly Diamond. She's an independent wrestler and she has an OnlyFans page. She's doing modeling shoots. I don't know what other stuff she'll be doing in terms of like explicit stuff. You know, she's only just started. She posted a few photos. She'll be posting photos and stuff for her wrestling days. I got a chance to commentate Kimberly and $5 a month to see everything on there that she has as far. So please support her. I'm also thinking of trying to do an OnlyFans page myself, but it'll be including more stuff like this, you know, more fun videos, maybe certain like reaction videos, maybe, you know, booking videos, maybe like long extended versions of possible interviews I do. It just depends. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know when that is finalized, and then I'll let you guys know. I'll start tagging in the links and stuff like that. So please support Kimberly right there. Alex Johnson. Okay, that's new. What did you think about the Liv Morgan Ronda Rousey brawl from SmackDown? I thought it was fine. I mean, I've seen better. I think the most memorable part, honestly, was down the baseball bat went from hitting the ground and somehow it ended up in the middle of the ring. I thought that was kind of unique and funny. But, you know, a typical brawl. It wasn't anything special, nothing groundbreaking. Just a basic brawl to put a little bit more heat on a feud for a match coming up next Saturday. That's about it. That's really it. I don't have really any other comments. It was just there. It was fine. Nothing memorable, but nothing terrible. Just a basic brawl. That's basically it. So let's see here. So I'll go ahead, guys. I'll answer a couple more questions and then I will out though. But again, thank you guys so much for coming up here. I'm very impressed. I'm very happy that we were able to do this 90th edition of Q&A. It has been a while, hour. It's great. So again, I want to say thank you so much for everybody coming up here. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes if you want to ask me questions or comments or anything like that. Again, wrestling, movies, anything like that. Again, nothing political, nothing too explicit. You know, have some fun. I'll give you guys a couple minutes if you guys want to, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah, I'll give you guys a few minutes if you guys want to bring anything else before I head on out. just gonna go ahead and wait, check up offline, waiting for anybody else that wants to ask me anything. Let's see. Okay, we got Thermite. Oh, that's new. I think you're the only. I'm the only viewer here. How are you doing, anyways? Yeah, I think I am the only viewer at the moment. I think they all left. But I'm doing all right. Right. Again, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. Trying to get OnlyFans thing going. Nothing explicit or anything like that, but maybe doing stuff like this interview. I have a link in the description right here in the chat for a friend of mine, Kimberly, who just started OnlyFans, modeling, wrestling. So I highly recommend check her out. But I'm just here wrapping up the Q&A. I'm just giving you guys a few minutes if you have any other questions. Other than that, I was going to go ahead and head on out. So I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. But I think we might go ahead and call it a day because it looks like, yeah, I think Thermite is here. But yeah, so everyone else is done. I think they're going ahead and hang off the bed or doing whatever they need to do. So I guess I'll go ahead and do it. So with that being said, guys, I think that's going to do it here. Thank you guys so much for coming on here for the Q&A. I'm very surprised. So I'm going to try and do more Q&As in the near future. I'd be more consistent on videos, video content. Again, once I get the OnlyFans thing going, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do another video kind of describing what to become of that. And I'll try to explain everything. But I'm still getting that into the works. I'm going to try to be more consistent on videos. So with that, guys, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit subscribe on my channel, Godzilla Hawk. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified anytime I'm making a video or I'm about to go live. Hit that notification button so you're notified for any video content. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel here. Also follow me on Twitter. I have a link in my other video. I apologize for not posting here. And my friend's OnlyFans, please subscribe to her. She makes good content. Started, so it's nothing groundbreaking, but it'll get better. Trust me. And for what she's done, it's really good stuff. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it off. So take care of my peeps. Have a good day. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time.